Now, if you're newer to calisthenics and bodyweight strength, there's a good chance that the planche is on your list of goals and the front lever. So today I'm going to take you through a very simple but effective routine to train both of these. Now, the big thing about the planche and the front lever, and also actually lots of the calisthenics skills, is that we need to make the training as simple as possible. The least amount of exercises and just lots of repetition of the same thing over and over and over again. That way we build a strong, consistent base that we can build upon to add in harder and harder progressions of the movements. Now, planche and front lever work very nicely together as a superset, but you just need to work out which one is your priority. Most people want to get the planche as a priority over the front lever, so I would train that first in terms of the superset. But if your front lever is more important to you than the planche, I just flip them around. But let's take it for this example that the planche is going to come first, so we're going to put planche in and then we have front lever. But let's first talk about the warm-up and the setup. So I'm going to externally rotate the hands. I'm going to push up to protraction. So I'm going to round that upper back. I'm now going to go back down to retraction, keeping the arm straight, and then push up to protraction again. So I'm not worried about strength through this movement at the moment. I'm just getting as much mobility or flexibility through there to make sure that my shoulder blades are moving really nicely between that protraction and retraction. Also notice that my arms are staying dead straight. So assess that range of motion that you have, and then we're going to go up onto the toes and see if we can get that same range of motion. So I'm pushing up to protraction, down to retraction. Now I'm going to start to hold in that protracted position for a little bit longer, and then come down again. So I'm making sure that protraction position is really pushed out and that my shoulder blades are hugging into towards the rib cage. Now, if I do notice that I can't get the same range of motion on my toes, I'm going to come back onto the knees and make sure I go through that range there. Now, I want to be aiming for around 5 to 10 slow repetitions. And then I'm going to go into a row position and do exactly the same thing, but now from a pulling point of view. So I'm hanging, rounding the back into protraction, and then I'm going to pull into retraction, keeping the arm straight, back into protraction again. So again, up and down, 5 to 10 reps, nice and slow, trying to get the biggest range of motion I can. Then I'm going to go into set number 1, which is a planche lean. So I'm going to externally rotate the hands. I'm going to push up to protraction. I'm going to go up onto toes. And then I'm going to lean forwards as far as I can. Ideally turn the toes over again. Try and keep the hips in line with the feet and the shoulders. So we don't want to be up in that position with the hip. We want to be in line, pushing as hard as you can through that upper back. And hold here for 20 seconds. Now, if it does get too hard, you can go down onto your knees, but I prefer you to come back a little bit here and make sure you have full protraction. So 20-second hold, and then straight onto the bar into an inverted hang position. Now, again, I'm just rounding my back into a ball. Don't worry about retracting here. We're just going into a tight ball in that position and holding for 20 seconds. If it's hard, I can go more upside down. If it's easy, Rosie, shh. If it's easy, I can just start to lower the hips and the knees a little bit, but that should be quite a comfortable hold. So for the planche, it's a 20-second planche lean, and for the front lever, it's a 20-second inverted tuck. Then for set 2, we're going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to start to go into a tuck position. So externally rotate the hands, up into protraction. Now I'm going to walk forwards into a tight tuck. Now if I can do this okay, I'm going to turn the toes over in that position. So roughly, my hips are in line with my shoulders. So there, trying to keep the knees up as close as I can. If it's easy, I can lift one leg. If it's super easy, I can lift 2 legs. But the goal there is to hold for the 20 seconds in that tight ball. The priority needs to be protraction, doming and rounding that upper back. And then for the front lever, I'm staying in a tight ball position, but holding for that 20 seconds. And the goal here is to lower the hips so they're in line with the shoulders. You might need to set up a camera and check your position, or get someone to check, because we often think we're in this position, but we're there or down here. So making sure we're in that tight position. So set 2 is 20 seconds in a tight tuck, really concentrating on that protracted position with a slight toe assist as needed. And then for the front lever, tight tuck position, 20-second hold. Now we're nicely warmed up to take the intensity up. So we're going to do that by reducing the time. So now 10-second holds for the next 2 sets, ideally into a tuck planche position. If you can't do that, light toe assist, but the goal is to hold that ball position. If it's easy for 10, you can start to open out, but only do that if you're holding good protraction and you're definitely getting that 10 seconds. Then jump up. Exactly the same in the front lever. I'm pushing away more now. So my shoulders are going this direction and I'm pushing away with the bar. And if it's easy in that position, I can start to take the knees away from the chest, open out a bit more. But again, make sure you're getting 10 seconds in a nice strong position. So that was set 3 and 4, nice tight tuck planche position, really focusing on that protraction. Now I've put tuck planche. If you are a bit stronger in the tuck planche, you could open out, but most people are going to be around that tuck planche position with a slight toe assist if needed to get the 10 seconds, but make sure you're prioritizing that scapular position. So that's set 3 and 4, exactly the same for the front lever. Now I haven't put tuck on the front lever because some of you are going to be able to open out a little bit more into a flat back tuck or just advance the tuck, just because it is a little bit easier to open out the front lever than it is the planche. So some of you are going to be opening out beyond the tuck planche. And then the next 2 sets are the fun sets. So we're going to start to open out even more if we can for a 5-second hold. So only 5 seconds, still prioritizing the same thing. Now that could be, if you was using toe assist on the 10-second holds, you might now be able to start to take some toes off, or you could do a combination. Or if you have a bit more, you could open out into harder positions, but make sure you're getting the 5 seconds hold time. And then for the front lever, exactly the same, pushing the limits now for the next 2 sets, 5-second hold. You could be in a tight tuck, that's fine. Just try and get the hips in line with shoulders. Or if you have it, start to take the knees away as much as you can, but make sure you get the 5 seconds. Getting hard to talk in that position now. So set the video up from the side, both for the planche and the front lever. Check your positions, check the hip and the shoulder height, check the protraction, especially on the planche position. Notice I haven't spoken too much about scapula on this. Don't confuse yourself with that. Push away as much as you can. You need a strong scapular position. So that's sets 5 and 6, pushing the limits of the planche and the front lever, making sure we've still got good quality, but you can start to flirt with some harder variations there. And I really like this, especially for the beginner, because you're getting a good mix of conditioning holds to build that strong foundation, that strong base, and then playing with some harder variations to try and condition the body to open it up a little bit more. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments on this one. If you'd like more detailed programming and coaching, check out my app, link is down in the description, and I'll speak to you in the next one.